Ed DeRosa with Twin Spires, very pleased to be joined by Racing Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're going to see him in action this weekend on the presumptive favorite in the San Felipe Stakes. It's Life is Good. And Mike, life must be good for you. You've ridden a lot of great horses through your career.
Yes, we've been very blessed. Life is good, to be honest with you, and he's training extremely well. I actually got to watch him breeze his last breeze day before yesterday, and man, he looks great. So all systems are go. He just has to go out there and do his thing.
Really seems like he's done very, very little wrong in his career. Gate to wire wins in both his starts at 1-5 over the stablemate who came back and won the stakes for Bob Baffert and Medina Spirit. Does he feel as good as he looks when you're actually on him?
Yeah, he's very, very athletic. Although he hasn't done anything wrong as far as losing a race. He's won every time. He's been a bit headstrong early on, his first time out and his second time out, but they've really done a lot of work with him since, changed some equipment around just a little, just tweaked a few things, and then they got him going off the first quarters now in 24 and then really finishing up. So he's starting to do things the right way. And if he can do that, well, I certainly think that he'll carry his speed much further than what people think. And he's like I said, extremely talented. As far as the way he moves underneath, I don't think I've ever been on anything that moves it any better than he does. I mean, he's that athletic.
That's high praise given the menu you have ridden, and did mention he's been gate to wire in both his victories. You mentioned the workouts, though, a bit relaxing. Does he have to be on the front end in this race, or is that a matter of if he's just faster than these, you'll let him do his thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take away nothing that comes easy. I've learned that, throughout my career, especially with good horses, they're good for reasons. They have things that make them that good, and when you take them away from them, well, then you bring them back to average. You always want them to stay above average. So I certainly won't take away nothing that comes easy, but I think that if someone was that aggressive and was just all out to be on the lead, I don't think that should be a problem. He's just extremely fast, and he's very, very quick, really quick muscle twitch. So he just gets up and he's just there, on his own without having to do a whole lot. So that's always good to have. It's a powerful weapon to have. It gets you, out of the gate into good position right away. And like I said, with the way he's training now, I don't think that he's a need to lead type. If I was as long as he jumped well and I was wanting to be on the lead, I don't think anything's quicker than him in saying all that. But we'll just see. I'm going to let him, as long as he's happy early on. That's where I'm going to let him be.
You ride a lot of these horses for Bob. What's your relationship like right before the race? Is he an instructions kind of guy? Does he know you got this once he gives you a leg up? What are those final seconds like in the paddock between you and Bob?
We might talk, as far as strategy goes. He pretty leaves it up. He leaves it up to me. He knows I've done my homework, and that's why he has, me and the riders that he chooses to ride his horses ride him, because he knows that we've done our homework going in. I know where to put him. He knows I know the horse well. He knows I'm not going to get in the way. I'm going to try to make everything as smooth and as easy as possible. We might talk track variant, like if speed's holding, it's not holding, inside seems to be a bit dead, middle of the track seems to be better. We might mention something like that, but other than that, he lets me ride my race, because as a rider himself at one time, I mean, so many different things can happen leaving there that you don't expect. If all goes well on paper, well, then it's pretty simple to look at. But a horse gets away a little slow, stumbles a little, does a little that, someone sins that you weren't expecting, or takes back. So he lets me ride my race the way it comes up, and it works really well that way.
You mentioned homework, and of course, racing is mental a game as it is physical. Fans of the sport know you riding some great horses back in the 90s. Here you are now in the 2020s, still going strong. Any secret you tell any athlete of what keeps you physically and mentally fit?
He's staying physically and mentally fit, really having to put the time and the work in it. If I did anything well early on in my career, in my life period, really was, I took up physical fitness at a very young age, and I became a gym junkie, man. I mean, I just absolutely love to go to there. I just got back from the gym, actually, but just training myself, hiring the right kind of people to train me. Through the last 20 years of my career has been I'm 55 now, and I can honestly still do what I was doing in my 30s. So I'm in great shape. I think Tom Brady's kind of showed everybody that if you take care of your body and you stay in that kind of shape, you can still perform at that level. Here's a guy in 43 in the NFL that's probably being like 60 in my job.
Yeah.
So as long as you take care of yourself, man, and you're riding the right kind of horses, you can last a long time.
You mind giving us a tour of who's on the wall right behind you?
Oh, this is my office. That's old Holy Bull there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Unbridled Song. I got Zenyatta over here and Skip Away and very, very blessed to have quite a few really good horses up on the wall here. Giacomo, there's some good ones up in here.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Giacomo because I did want to ask you about that. I know you get asked a lot about Zenyatta and Arrogate and Justify and why not, some of the all-time greats, but you shocked the world in 2005. Did you go into that race thinking you had a chance to upset the apple cart, or were you just hoping for a piece? What was going through your mind that day?
I knew he was going to run well. We really did. He was really coming around at the right time. John did a great job with him, John Sheriff's, getting him ready for that race. We were out in California at the time, and all your top contenders were out on the East Coast. And California tracks at the time, they were extremely fast. They weren't suiting him that well as far as his running style. So, he was running second, third in all the preps, but what people weren't watching was after the race, the gallop out. I mean, he would just keep on, really coming at him and finishing strong. Like I said, I always thought that once he got back to the East Coast racetracks that they would suit him a lot better. The stretches are a little bit longer and they're not as fast. And he was going into the race really good. And I thought that the top contenders in the Derby that year were pretty much all speed. If not speed, they were lay close kind of horses. And I thought, boy, if a hot pace could set up, this is the kind of horse that could run him down. I knew he was going to run well. Now, if he was going to win or not, it just depended on the pace. And of course, we got the pace and every bit more. And then I had a trip that was unbelievable, man. It seemed like everywhere I went, they just would park, and I never had to tap on the brakes one time. It was pretty incredible.
No, definitely something to watch at 50-1, and we're on the favorite the next time
Yeah.
you got the turn. And you're on the favorite Saturday in the San Felipe and Life is Good. Mike, we really appreciate the time.
Yeah, I'm excited about this race. I think this is a good race. It's going to show that if he wants to, get the 2 turns for sure or not. There's some really talented horses in the race, and it's going to be an honest race. So if he can get the job done on Saturday, then he's for real, for real.
All right. Well, he is part of the future wager, so a lot of people with eyes on May 1st will be watching, and we'll be watching too. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.